Our goal is to advocate for more housing in Vancouver, because in our view, if there's more housing, then more people will have housing. And one of our problems here is that we have a housing shortage. We have a whole lot of land that's used for just single-family homes that are basically only for very rich people. About 80% of our land is just for that. And that not only subsidizes the owners of these very wealthy homes, it also makes it much harder for renters. So we'd like to see a lot more rental housing with the vacancy rate of almost zero. We think that that's fairly common sense. And it's just really stressful right now. There's almost no empty apartments out there to rent, and that's hard even if you're just renting. It's even harder if you're actually actively out there looking for a place. Not allowing apartment buildings on 80% of our land is actually one of the causes of displacement in Vancouver. That's what we believe. We think that that's causing people to have to move east, to have to move south, to have to move out of the region entirely, and we don't think that's fair. We think it's pretty common sense that if there's a vacancy rate of almost zero, we should build more rental housing, and we think that municipal regulations that make it illegal to build that apartment housing in large areas is really unfair. Recently, for example, the City of Vancouver tried to actually downzone a huge part of the west side of Vancouver and part of the east side with something called the Character Home Zoning Review, so that if you built a new house in that area, it would have had to have been smaller than the previous houses. And you still wouldn't be allowed to build apartments, not even row homes or townhomes or duplexes, just very small houses on very large, expensive pieces of land, which would have effectively locked in that area for only rich people. So we got out there, we brought some people out, we wrote an open letter, and City Hall is actually rethinking that plan for the Character Home Zoning Review. The city's listening right now to what people want to hear. There's a lot of land out there. We could house a lot of people if we allowed apartment buildings, and I think it would be good if the City Hall heard from people right now that they'd love to see apartment buildings on the west side of Vancouver.